Okay, well, thanks for coming, everybody. It is at the top of the hour, so let's go ahead and get started. Tonight, we are going to be talking about Dressage Level 3, the, the different forms and things that we have for this level, and introduce a few new fun things. As a quick review, in Level 1, we learned about the different gates for that level, which you have your halt, your salute, your walk, and your trot. In the arena, we talked about using the center line and the midline, which goes across the arena, using the point of X, which is right in the center, and just kind of an orientation to the letters of the arena. And then for our level 1 movements, we talked about doing a cut and a diagonal. We did a mountain, which goes all the way across the arena, and a peak, which goes halfway across the arena. And then last time in level 2, we talked about adding a new gate, which was the canter. We gave all of these various lines along the arena their names, and the diagrams for all of that is available in our Discord. For our moves, we had the backup and hesitate. We had a short diagonal and a hill and a slope, 20-meter circles, and the full moon. So tonight for level 3, we don't have any new gates to introduce, and we've already had an introduction to most of the points in the arena. So tonight it's going to be all about the new moves and the level 3 moves that we have available to us. So I'm going to hop over to our disciplines section here on Discord and open up Dressage. And so here in Dressage, we have the different diagrams of the different moves. So we're going to start with the pyramid, which if you want to hop on your horse, we can go do. I think I'm the only one that needs to hop on a horse. All right. So for the pyramid, you'll typically just follow the leader. We're going to come on in. And you'll go around the short end of the arena. And then over there at letter H is where we're going to start our pyramid. And what that does is it makes a triangle shape from the side up to the center at X. And when you get to X, you're going to do a sharp and snappy turn right back down and across to M. Yeah, looks good. If you want to do that again, go ahead. Beck, you want to take Wolfix, someone take the lead. Over at H, turn to the left. When you get to the center point, you're going to do a snappy turn and ride straight on down to M. That is a pyramid. Very nice. All right. We're going to do an about face and start heading this way. Actually, no, we're not, because I put the marks down on this side. Ignore me. All right. This time we're going to do a plateau. That's the second move for level 3. At H, you're going to turn, and you're going to head for this 10-meter dot from the center. And you're going to ride straight along the center line to the next 10-meter dot, and then you're going to drop back down to K. So it makes like a flattened out hill, like a plateau, thus its name. And you can do this from the other side as well. So from F, you're going to head to that dot right there, turn, go across the top, and straight back down to the side again. Continue around the bottom, Wolfix, and do that again at H. So you can get a feel for that and see what it looks like. And when you get to that dot, you're going to turn, ride directly along the center line, turn, and go back down to H. Very nice. anybody have any questions about those two moves so far? And I will open the mini chat as well, just in case there's someone in the call. All right. All good. Yeah, Beck knows this stuff better than I do, so I would be surprised if she had a question. All right. Let me get back over to the disciplines here in the Discord. I'm so good at losing my spot when I'm in this Discord. Okay. Our next move, these ones are a lot of fun. They're very similar to each other. So this first one is called the Big Cub. So what it is you're going to come along the side here. When you get to F, you're going to head straight to the X, kind of like you would if you were going to do a peak. But instead of going straight to the M at this point, once you hit X, you're going to start a curve. And when you go over this yellow dot here, you should be fairly straight along the yellow dot. And you're going to curve back down. And then when you get to this yellow dot, you should be fairly straight again. Okay? So come back around there, and then when you guys get over by like the wide tier for K, you can like do an about face, and if you want to use the dots, or just do it from this side, whatever you prefer. Yep, head back over to the rail. And at F, you're going to turn to the center, to X. Right when you get over X, do a nice turn, and then start a curve shape. Yep, those look really nice. So that you're fairly straight again once you hit back to B. So that one is a big cub. And our next move is called the Big Bear. And it is very similar to this, only instead of turning toward X when you hit F, you're going to continue to ride along the rail. And when you get to B, this is where you're going to start your curve. And it's the exact same idea, only you're going to do it in the opposite direction, basically. So just like it's a little brother, the big cub, this is the big bear. If you guys want to do that one once more. Beck is leading the way, doing a nice curve along the top. And you'll notice that she doesn't make her curve too tight because she wants to be fairly parallel to the lines when she hits those dots. That's very nice. All right, our next move for this level is a 10-meter circle. So last time we introduced the 20-meter circle, which takes you basically all the way across the entire arena. Cub in the corner and bear at B. That's a good way to remember it. So a 10-meter circle is half of a 20. So you're only going to be getting to the halfway point. So if we are using these blue dots here, we will, this is our center, so 5, we'll do this one, and this one, and is that right, Beck? That looks, should be right. Yep, so this is going to be your 10-meter circle. So your 10-meter is going to go halfway across the ring. And I don't know why I'm struggling with my point of view here on my camera. All right, so for your circle, as with your 20-meter circle, you want a nice rounded even shape all the way around. And again, when you go crossing over your dots, you want to be fairly straight along whatever side you're at. So when you're at B, you want to be along the rail. When you're at this dot out in the middle, you're going to want to be fairly straight. Try to avoid, though, doing like sharp turns. This would not be an appropriate circle where you're doing a sharp turn and going directly to each dot. It should be a smooth, rounded, and try to make it even all the way around. So go ahead and pick up a trot, and if you want to trot that circle. Yep, all the way around. You're going to almost just touch the corners of the dots on either side of the colored dots. And you can do these 10-meter circles at any point in the arena, so you might be asked to do a 10-meter circle at S. So Beck, you want to lead them in a 10-meter circle at S? And you'll have to get accustomed to kind of watching those dots to know how far out to look, because the length of the arena is longer than the width, so you're not going to have the midline to help you when you're doing it in an odd spot like that. Go ahead and do a 10-meter circle at A. Nice and rounded each time, looking for those points. So it's a good idea to practice your circles just because you need to be familiar with how to visualize those circles at any point in the arena. Those look great. Does anybody have any questions on any of the moves we've done so far? Checking chat. I'm not seeing any there. So far, so good. All right. I teach quick around here, so we get through stuff right. All right. And one last move. Well, there's two more moves to go over for level 3. And the first one is trotting a half pass. So a half pass is basically you're moving forward and you're moving to the side at the same time. And you can do that at typically the trot or the canter. For level 3, it's at the trot. So spread out along the side rails and just practice moving forward. Doesn't really matter that you're doing it in a specific spot or not. And you're going to just hold down your W key and either the A or the S, so you're going to go left or right, and try to keep your horse straight, but moving toward the side at the same time. Yep, that looks good. A trot at the half pass in our SWEM dressage is typically done, could be done at any point in the arena, but usually you'll hear it asked for like as part of doing a diagonal. So go ahead and get kind of nose to tail again, get lined up. And what we're going to do is we're going to trot along the rail. And Wolfix, when you come around to F, I would like you to trot half past the diagonal. And your goal is angle your horse enough so that you hit this X spot where I'm standing nice and evenly. So you might have to tilt your horse's nose a little bit to get more to the left to get the length that you need. Yep, and you're going to go all the way down to H. If you want to trot around the end of the arena and repeat that again at the letter M, and then do the diagonal across to K. So you can see the horses are staying fairly straightforward, but they are also moving sideways at the same time that you're going forward. That's beautiful. Yep, and you want to end up right at those dots at the opposite diagonal. Okay. Now, our last thing is also a move that's done on the diagonal. So what you're going to do is we're going to go ahead and pick up the canter, and you'll come around the arena. Pardon me while I clip through your horses. You're going to come and do your diagonal, but when you get about to this point, you're going to drop to the trot, and you're going to trot for, I don't know, 5 or 6 steps or so, and then you're going to pick up the canter again. Because our SWEM horse animations do not have true horse leads, they are always all on the left lead regardless of what you're doing with the horse. This is just to simulate the idea of a lead change as needed in a number of equestrian events. So you're going to trot for a few visible steps, and then you're going to pick up the canter again. Very nice. That was really good, Beck. You want to trot it as you're going across it. So trot before you hit the center for a couple of steps, and then pick up the canter after you hit the center for a couple of steps. Nice. And drop to the trot and pick up a canter. Good, Deck. Yep, nice will fix. Probably trot for another stride or two after that center point. There could be a little bit of lag going on, but it's really good. Well, that is what I have for level 3. Beck, did we miss anything? But that should cover most of those moves. Now, when you do these as you're getting into the upper level dressage tests, either freestyle or a written test, you're going to have instructions which may encompass any of the levels below that as well. So do keep yourself reminded and familiar with the level 1 and 2 items so that you're fully prepared. Because even in a freestyle, they might say something like, you must include 4 movements from level 3 and additionally 2 movements from a lower division or something. It could be open-ended like that, or it might be a written test that would have, you know, it's a level 3, so you're doing pyramids and plateaus and cubs and bears, but you might also be asked to back up. You might be asked to do a hill or a slope from level 2. So there's going to be a combination of things, which is kind of what makes the more upper division ones a little bit more fun and entertaining because you have a lot more pieces that you can incorporate into it. So I hope that that was helpful to everybody. And if there are no other questions, I will. You got a question about R8? Go for it, Duck. Duck is typing us a long message. You know, I think it's more. I think that idea is there to have done something like that. I will kind of defer to Beck in that regard, just because this is more of her, structure and her school and her system. But in general, what we've been doing is we haven't really had people required to pass a test in order to do the next level. It's been more this is the level it's going to be at, and you're expected to know and be able to perform the various moves from those levels. Yep, and there's stricter judging and more points for the higher levels.
Yeah, Color and Loy got it pretty much. Oh god, my voice. Um, it's a self-paced thing. There's no formal testing that we have. I mean, we could add something like that, but I mean, at this time, no. Um, it's just, you know, you need to make sure your horse is trained enough to handle the obstacles. You need to have practiced all of the stuff. You need to have read the rules and know the course and stuff like that. And that is pretty much it. It's kind of, like I said, it's a self paced thing. Like, if you feel like, you are going to be at level one for a good while, that's totally fine. Like, really perfecting level one before you move on to level two, that's fine. But if you want to just jump into something like Grand Prix, then that's totally fine as well. Yeah, color. That's also a good point. Like, the points that you get in each show, kind of quote unquote represent a level up as well. But overall, no. There's no. I think the thing is that we would kind of be too busy almost to do something like that.
Hmm.
I would love to. I just think we need more hands on deck in order to kind of do that. So
Yeah,
yeah,
more riders, and more hands. I think there has to be interest from the community for something like that as well. It's not a no.
yeah, exactly.
All right. Do we have any other questions, either here in game or in the call? I am watching the chat for both. All right. Well, if there's not, I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye. And until next time, see you later.